A state law may soon change what you pull out of your refrigerator and will probably affect your wallet too. It regulates the treatment of pigs, making this a dicey time for the industry, helping you serve that Christmas pork loin or a bacon-infused brunch the day after. Thanks for being with us on this special edition of Fox 40 News After the Game. I'm Ashley Zavala. We've been covering the problems with Proposition 12 and its effect on the pork industry since voters approved it in 2018. Tonight, nearing the eve of when its major provisions should take effect, Fox 40's Sinceri Tonsel shows us why this fight has moved on from the farm to the courts.
So pulled pork.
Wow.
All of our smoked meats.
And
then we actually have hot links as well that are all pulled pork.
And how hot is the hot?
They got a little kick to them. Not
Yeah.
as much as a habanero, but they are definitely spicy.
Okay, alrighty. And then when it comes to what you produce out of your truck, how much of it is pork?
Oh, I would say at least 50% tends to be pork between our baby back ribs, hot links, and pulled pork.
Hear that? Half of Tammy Chavez's livelihood in Sacramento relies on what's raised by and large on out-of-state farms. Getting into any kind of restaurant business, you have to be brave, but she thought she'd already done the hardest part.
We came from the hotel side, and unfortunately with COVID, I was one that got let go and our hotel closed down. And my counterpart, Alberto, who came from the barbecue industry, his restaurant was also shut down during COVID, so we decided to take an idea that we had about 5 years ago and move that into reality. Opened up January 21st of 21, and here we are, almost at a year.
On the cusp of surviving the first-year folly that 60% of new restaurants don't.
I'm gonna do coleslaw with that one.
Tammy, her husband, and their business partner have already bested supply chain problems.
During the summer when meat was kind of up and down, we were getting hit with ribs, and we were having to go from store to store to store and get pushed out to trying to buy regular retail price, which kills you on the flip side. But yeah, it happened during the summer too. So if it happened again in a drastic motion, we would be completely lost. Absolutely.
That's a nervous laugh, because with all the trio behind Pancho Villa's barbecue and catering have already weathered, they never thought the regulatory heat around one of their key ingredients might get hot enough to make them leave their own kitchen.
It would definitely affect us. We would be in a really big hole.
Back in 2018, 7.5 million California voters decided mama pigs that deliver what gets turned into some of our favorite foods need to live in better conditions. Prop 12 guarantees that egg-laying hens and the baby calves that become veal should also live their producing lives in crates that let them turn around and stretch their limbs, not the very tight quarters that restrict their movement now. Voters agreed those requirements should apply to any producer or distributor sending product into California for sale starting January 1st, 2022, just 12 days from now.
98% of the pork in California comes from out of state. So, people are asking, why is this such a concern? Well, we only produce 2% of the pork product that we consume here.
And that means industry operators all across the country need to know all the housing regulations so they can comply.
If we have to start redesigning buildings, I don't know what that would take. It's not easy.
That Oklahoma farmer, one of thousands nationwide who aren't fighting compliance, they're fighting the clock.
So really it's a timeline to get to implementation. The way we understand it is the regulations were supposed to come out September of 2019, and that would have given the state and producers time to go through the regulations and change or improve them anyway, so they could be compliant with it.
More than 2 years worth. Time to change the way these guys live. But instead, Julian Canetti, president of the California Hispanic Chambers of Commerce and other groups, are suing to stop the implementation that's set to start in roughly 2 weeks because state regulations for how all of this is supposed to happen still aren't finalized. It's like putting drivers on notice that they must go the speed limit, but not posting that limit on any highway sign, according to the Cato Institute. That's a libertarian think tank signed on to the request the National Pork Producers Council has made to the U.S. Supreme Court, asking justices to address the fact that through Prop 12, California voters are controlling operations far beyond the Golden State's borders, potentially burdening interstate commerce. Producers unable to comply with more humane housing for animals by January 1st, through no fault of their own, won't be able to sell here, which could make prices for what is available skyrocket.
Not just the supply chain to restaurants and to small stores, but also the end consumer. is who gets hit with the higher cost.
So we're selling normally Wednesday through Saturday, and then additional catering orders that we might have on the side. We use anywhere from 3 to 4 cases of pork a week, not counting about 3 to 4 bags of hot links and about 2 to 3 cases of baby back ribs a week. Cases for pulled pork run about 45 to 50 pounds per case, so we're using about 150 pounds to 200 a week, and then ribs are about 35 to 45 pounds per case, and then the hot links, I would say about 8 pounds per pack.
For Tammy, not an amount that would be easily replaceable. And there are other concerns aside from creating humane accommodations.
I mean, there's issues with labeling, there's cost involved with that. Machinery has to be changed or the labeling, etc. So, they don't even know how to properly label the products.
The Food Safety Inspection Service under the USDA has already said it's not permitting statements such as California Prop 12 compliant without further explanation on the label, making guidance about exact wording key.
So this is a really huge issue, especially for more diverse communities, perhaps.
Yeah. I mean, when you think about it, the Asian, African American, Filipino community.
A supply shortage and high prices could affect communities of color that may rely on this protein more than other sectors of society.
I love the animals being free and being able to have that wide free range, but gotta have availability too.
In the end, Tammy Chavez just hopes to be able to keep serving.
It's all made from the heart, so you've got a lot of family recipes that are coming out too. Nothing is store-bought. It's all made here in the trailer, and we want it to be like an individual's picnic that they might be having at home.
Pork is important in your business.
Oh, absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely. It's the barbecue world. For sure.
Gotta have that.
For sure.
In Sacramento, Sincere Tonsel, Fox 40 News.
The lawsuit to stop Prop 12 implementation until there are final regulations filed by California's Hispanic Chambers of Commerce and other groups, that's currently set to go to court in March, well past the compliance deadline. Attorneys for the coalition are fighting right now to get their hearing moved up.